My friends, good morning. My name is Carrie Wade. I am a body mind coach. I am an energy healer and a hypnotherapist. And I wanted to come here today just to give you some recommendations. So I get questions from my clients all the time about, do you have any books that you could recommend that could help me with this or help me with that, or any podcasts, YouTube videos, things like that I'm sharing out all the time. So I thought I would just offer a few things that I am reading right now, or some things that have really impacted my life and really helped me to shift into a different way of thinking. So the first book that I have to tell you is like my Bible right now is this book. It's called Your Body Speaks Your Mind, and it's written by Deb Shapiro. Your Body Speaks Your Mind. This is an amazing book, and I know I've talked about it on my Reiki Lives before. And we hold pain in our bodies, and when we listen to that pain, we can start to have a conversation with it and shift it. But in this book, it's divided out by, body parts. Where is your pain? And it gives some great examples of what you might be holding there, whether it's emotional, whether it's, something that mentally you're stuck in a groove. So Your Body Speaks Your Mind. Love this book. I have one here at my house. I have one at my office. Another one, and this is another favorite of mine because this helped me so much through some major transitions that I made in my life over the last 5 to 10 years. This book is called Transitions. It's written by William Bridges. It's called Transitions: Making Sense of Life's Changes. This is amazing because this is something we all go through over and over in our lives. And the thing is, there are changes and there are transitions. And this just helps you with the transitions that are usually a lot heavier, a lot bigger. They bring up a lot more emotions. Jax, would you quit licking, please? My mom's dog's in here. Usually I'm asking him not to snore anymore. But transitions is fantastic if you are going through any major life change. And we start these from a young age. It could be as children. Our parents get a divorce, or perhaps we lose a parent, or we lose a sibling. When we get married, everything changes, right? Life changes. When we get divorced, life changes. If we lose a partner or a spouse through divorce or death, everything changes, right? It's like one day it's this, the next day it's completely different. So Transitions, great book for that. Couple of other books that I just wanted to mention. I love daily reading type of books. Those things that you can just sit down and it has every day there's a little something that is just really, really helpful. A couple years ago, 2 or 3 years ago, I used to do a daily Facebook Live, first thing in the morning. I did it for more than a year. And we went through actually every single day of this book. This is by Mark Nepo. I think it's a Nepo, how it's pronounced, or it might be Nepo. I learned it once and now I can't remember. And it's called The Book of Awakening. And Mark was, he had a cancer scare. He had cancer. And it's made him start to, look at life completely different. Like any big change, any big transition in our lives can do, right? We start to think of things differently. I love this. Seriously, if you want to go back on my YouTube channel, you can go back to 2 or 3 years ago when I was doing these daily. And every day it was a little different subject, and I did the reading and then just talked a little bit about that particular thing. So that one is probably my all-time favorite for daily readings. This one is a beautiful book too. This is by Mary Davis. It's called Everyday Spirit. Mary Davis, Everyday Spirit, a day book of wisdom, joy, and peace. Wisdom, joy, and peace. Let's just look on. I just want to look on today's date, just out of curiosity. What is today? Today's the 19th. So you want to read this? Want me to read this? I think it might be interesting. So it's called Unsubscribe. Thoughts are powerful. Think kind ones. What we think we become, said Buddha. Today, he might have added, what we read or watch, we become. Everything that enters our consciousness changes us, and so changes the world around us. We have countless ways to stay informed. Our news sources have expanded exponentially, with articles and videos showing up in our news feeds, in the margins, popping up in little boxes with dire headlines. To receive essential free tips and tricks from the newest crop of experts and authors, we surrender our email, and now our inboxes are exploding with random and unnecessary tidbits and sales pitches. Thankfully, there isn't a fix. Just because it's there doesn't mean it's worthy of your time or valuable enough to store in the files of your heart. You have the right to be discerning about what your interests are and what will feed your soul. In all things, be ruthless in deleting and avoiding what you did not choose for yourself. Follow your intuition about what you really need to know. You will be kinder for it. Delete. So in the world, delete impersonal emails with wild abandon. I love that. Unsubscribe is good too. Pass over posts if you don't recognize the origin, unless you are super interested. They are merely sending you to the place where the ads live. Don't feel the need to read or watch anything that shows up in your feeds. Read or watch what you choose from sources you know and log in to yourself. Avoid negative, violent, divisive content, even in the disguise of humor. Be mindful to fill your heart with images and stories that feed your soul, grow your life, and inspire your path and resonate with your spirit. In the heart, I am the guardian of my time and energy, and I choose what enriches my body, my mind, my soul. Pretty awesome, huh? That's Mary Davis, Everyday Spirit. Get one of these. I mean, that took what, 2 minutes maybe to read that? Great words of wisdom. And this book is kind of a special book. It's pretty old school, as you can see. It has the bumpy, like clothy type of binding on it. And this was something that my grandmother gave me years ago. It was actually a gift from someone named Kimmy and Linda. And it was addressed to my grandparents, Red and Thelma. Isn't that cute? Back in 1976, December 25th, 1976. I guess it was a Christmas present. But they also had like a beautiful little handwritten note in here to my grandparents. And these are poems by Helen Steiner Rice. And some of you may know who she is. These aren't like on a daily type thing. They're just individual pages, that kind of straight. So like this chapter is The Power of Love. It's a little poem on the power of love. There is God, Are You There? Someone Cares. It's a Wonderful World. Be of good cheer. There's nothing to fear. The Legend of the Spider and the Silken Strand held in God's hand. Warm our hearts with thy love. He loves you. Beautiful, beautiful poems. And so I'm sure these are probably still in print. Um, this is a 1972 edition, so it's a little older, but it's special to me because it was my grandma's, and I know she loved it. So, uh, Someone Cares, the collection of poems by Helen Steiner Rice. If you can see that, okay, got that. Hold that straight. Collection of poems by Helen Steiner Rice. All right, check that out. And you just need that extra bit of inspiration. So, I hope you guys love those. Just some ideas, some thoughts. And I would love to hear what has helped you in the past. I would love to hear any resources that you have a need for. You know, you can reach out to me on my website, carriewade.com. You can send me a message through there or send me a message through Facebook and just say, Carrie, you know, I'm having a real big challenge with XYZ right now. Do you have any recommendations? And I will look. I will look through what I have. I will, in addition to having those 4 big bookshelves full of books in my house, actually 5 because I have some stored in my mom's bookshelves back in her room. I also have like at least 200 books on my Audible. Yeah, I know. And I even have some on my Kindle. Not a lot on Kindle. I don't do Kindle a lot. I'd rather read or listen to the books, the real books. I want to feel them. I want to touch them. I want to splay them out and lay them down for a while and pick them back up. I have a lot of different books, a lot of different resources. So if there's something that you are needing or that you are interested in, just reach out. And if you feel like you really are at a point in your life where you need to do some deeper work, perhaps you have a lot of stuff coming up for you, perhaps it's one of those transitions that I mentioned. Maybe you just need to find out who you are. You know, our 20s and our 30s, we're busy creating life and focusing on everything around us, focusing on our jobs, marriages, children, parents, whatever it may be. And then as we start to get into our 40s and our 50s and our 60s, we start to have a realization that I have more years behind me than ahead of me at this point. Okay, it's time to get serious. You know, who am I? Who the bleep am I? That's the name of my program. And we're ready to rewrite our stories. We've done all the things. We've been all the people that everyone expected us to be. We have proved our worth. We've proved that, you know, we can be this great teacher, this great psychologist, this great therapist, this great real estate agent. We've proved that we can do all the things. And then it's like, okay, but what about me? What really makes my heart happy? And you may not know. You may not have any idea. That's where my program comes in. Okay, I've put together an amazing program that is a 12-week program right now. Probably after the first of the year, it's going to be expanded into a 24-week program. Basically the same materials that are in the 12-week program, but adding more one-on-one times. So spacing things out a little differently. But if you want to get into the 12-week program, it's going to be a much lower price than it will be when it goes to 24 weeks, of course. And you know, we're just going to discover all of these things. I see you guys saying hi there. I haven't been paying attention to the side of the screen because I'm doing this on my computer and I'm not used to it. I don't know where to look at shit. But you know, if you want to dig in deep, we do things like we are looking at your comfort zones. Where are your comfort zones? How do you get past those comfort zones? How do you go beyond that? What do you need to do? What neural pathways do you need to create? How do you push through that fear and that those gremlins? Our brain is trying to keep us safe. And if we start to go off into something that is new for us, that is unfamiliar, our brains are trying to pull us back into our comfort zone. And those gremlins come up like, no, 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 no. Who do you think you are? You can't do this. This isn't yours. You've never done this before. And we learn in this program how to push past that so that we can stretch those comfort zones. We can move to the other side of the comfort zone, and we can tell our gremlins to F off, that we are in charge now. It's a very empowering experience. We learn things like, what are your values? What are your true values? And in fact, this exercise on values in the program is so interesting because when I first did it, I went through and I did it, and I was writing down, circling all the values and this and that and this and that. And then I actually listened to a meditation that brings you into your body, out of your mind, into your body, and guides you through feeling these things in your heart and looking at your values in your heart. And my values from my head to my values from my heart were completely different values, because the values in our head are the things that we think we should value. They're the ones that society, maybe our families, our spouses, our community, TV, huge TV, they tell us what values we should have. And so it's a really, really great exercise to really get embodied with this. This whole program is very much an embodied program. It's called Body Mind Coaching. This is what we do. We get out of the head, we get into the heart, we get into that pelvic floor, that second brain in our body, that feeling, emotional part. And we discover who we really are. We learn things like setting boundaries. We learn how to listen to pain. That's where this one really comes in powerful. Your body speaks your mind. We learn how to listen to that pain. We learn how to get clear on what it is that it wants, what it's trying to tell us. And all the tools that you need to do this are in this program, as well as one-on-one sessions with me every other week on Zoom. So it is not for someone who's just dabbling. This program is not for someone who's just looking to just, make a small change. This program is for somebody who is ready to dive deep and to start to answer these questions for themselves and to step into their authentic self. You have to allow yourself to be vulnerable, okay? We can be authentic without being vulnerable, I believe. But as we age, just from my own experience, that no longer is really an option. We have to have the vulnerability place to really come into being authentic, fully embodied, and stand completely in our truth. There's some really great bonus modules where we're going to learn more about human design and your human design chart. I even have a free mini program on that within there. It's really an amazing program, and I have poured my heart into this so much. It has been my focus for the last 6-7 months. And it's like all I've been sleeping and dreaming and doing. And so, anyway, I'm really passionate about it. It's very real. You guys, if you've watched me anytime, you know that I'm just real. It says I'm not trying to be perfect. I'm not trying to be perfect. In fact, I have this little dry erase paddle, and every week I change it and I write some kind of affirmation for myself or some kind of goal for myself. And this week's is I am an amazing coach. I listen with an open heart and without judgment. I believe with all my heart that I can support others. I am real. I am not trying to be perfect. That's mine. Y'all should get one of these. I don't know where this came from. I think I'll find them though, and I'll start putting them, giving them out in my little welcome gifts to people that are new in my program. So if you would like to, I didn't really need to go into all this today, it just came up. If you would like to know more about the program, I would love to jump on a 45-minute Zoom call with you. And you can go to the website. It's not my regular website. It's carriewadecoaching.com. And it has the information on there. This is a collaboration. You and I are going to be working together to help brainstorm. I'm going to be helping you dig deep into yourself to find your answers. So once you know how to find those answers within yourself, your possibilities just expand and they bloom and they blossom. It's got some really powerful work in it, and it's work that has changed my life. And after 6 years of learning and going to school for all of this stuff, and for really processing my healing myself and the transitions that the universe has put in front of me, that where you're doing this, Carrie, you're doing this. It's not a matter of, well, let me think about it. No, when there's something you should be doing, that when something is really being presented to you strongly, the universe finds a way to push you into it. So this program, though, that I've put together is, sorry, my phone's buzzing, is really, like, for me, it was the icing on the cake of everything, and it brought everything together. And I'm so, so excited for this whole container of support that I'm able to offer. So if you are ready for something like that, or you think you might be, let's set up a 45-minute discovery call on carriewadecoaching.com. You'll see the link on there. So there you go. That's all I've got for you today. I might mention one other little thing, because this is another Bible for me. I don't know if you can see it. It's called a Passion Planner. This is my planning book, okay? It is amazing because it has, it's not just a date book, but it has so many other things, like monthly reflections. I won't hold up like the one I've done, or maybe I will. No, I've got it clipped together. But what was so memorable about the past month? What were your 3 biggest lessons? It's just great for reflection and review, and every day has something on it. Sometimes mine I just scribble on mine. I've got it all filled up. I love to be able to have something in front of me, though, that I can look at the full picture each week. Yes, I have them all on my phone. Appointments are scheduled automatically through my phone, but when I write it down, it takes on a new energy. That's me. I'm old school. I like to handwrite things. I buy these packages of pens by the dozen, and I go through a dozen about every 2 months. Seriously, that's all the writing that I'm doing. I go through spiral notebooks, the big thick ones, like in a snap, it seems like. That's this is part of my processing, how I do it. But passion planners, they've got the one right now that starts now, I think started like July, and it goes through like June or July of next year. This was the 2021. I'm waiting for the 2022 to come out, because I already have things I want to start writing down, and they don't have them out yet. But you can I think it's just passionplanner.com. Okay? There are similar, they're not cheap. These are not cheap books. They're wonderful, though, and they're special. They have some on Amazon. They don't have their 2022s out yet. They have the 21 22s and the undated pages, which I don't like at all. But they are like a law of attraction type of planner, which, a lot of similar things in them in there. They are really awesome. And when they get their 2022s out, I will look at that as well. So anyway, there you go. I went way longer than I intended. So thank you for hanging in there with me. Reach out for any support. And I wish you a wonderful week. If you woke up this morning thinking, shit, I have to go to work, check out my program. I love you guys. Bye.